It's in the name.
This is your Friday Refresh brought to you by Liberte Ministries. Visit travisloveshaiti.com to find out how you can supply Bibles to those who long to read the Word of God and learn more through a visit to your church. Freedom isn't free. There's always a price to pay. In 1776, a band of 56 men met in a hot room in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and officially made a Declaration of Independence from England. The men who signed that declaration were normal people. Lawyers, jurists, farmers, and merchants, men of means and men of education. Signing the Declaration was crucial to the formation of this country I live in, but detrimental to many of those men. The mood in that room wasn't jubilant. Each man bore the weight of their signature and what it meant. They knew they had committed high treason against the crown, which could carry with it the penalty of death. The final words before their signatures were this: "We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." Of the 56, 5 were tortured and killed. 12 had their homes ransacked and burned by the British. 9 lost their lives before independence was ever won. 2 lost sons in the Revolution. 2 more had sons captured by the British. One of the wives was jailed and died after only a few months in prison. Another was forced to leave his dying wife and flee with their 13 children. They lost their homes, their jobs, their personal businesses, their health, and some their lives. Many who once were people of great means and status in their prime died broke. But they died with something they counted far more important: freedom. And it wasn't freedom for themselves alone that they fought, or else the sacrifice would have seemed pointless. They fought and they died for freedom for their children, their grandchildren, their neighbors, and their distant relatives. They fought for the freedoms to enjoy this great land without the oppression of those far from our own coastlines. Those 56 men were just the tip of the iceberg. Another 25,000 to 70,000 died in the Revolution, many from diseases, but all because of a battle that the country was engaged in. In the years following the Revolution, over 1 million soldiers have died in battlefields from our own Civil War in Pearl Harbor to Europe, the Pacific Islands to Asia, and from Middle East to Africa. There will always be arguments about which conflicts and wars we should have been engaged in, but the bottom line is that the men and women who died defending our freedom and the freedoms of others died because they believed what they fought for was worth the sacrifice. This July 4th, you sat in relative safety with your family and friends because they have sat in trenches and foxholes with people who months before had been total strangers. You ate hot dogs and hamburgers with fresh tomatoes and lettuce. They ate stale army rations. You played horseshoes. They fought with hand grenades. You enjoyed freedom. They paid the tab. You and I can't really say enough thank yous to pay it back. The best we can do is simply live with appreciation. Live out the freedom that they so wanted for each person. I think those 56 men put it best in the most famous line of the Declaration of Independence on those warm days in 1776. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They died for those words. Let's do our best to live them. And that, my fellow Americans, is your Friday Refresh.